Welcome to Just Your Average Movie Thoughts. I'm Chad, this is Chris, and today we're going to be doing our top 10 MCU films with anticipation of Spider-Man Far From Home, which will probably be out after we put this video out.
TLDR, the reason we have to re-record this along with a few of the other stuff is because there were issues with someone who was on the former episodes, so I'm sorry. They may be up in some capacity. If you decided to download them, that's your business, but I'm not going to stop it.
But now I got my boo-boo Chris.
Alright, I'm going first. Number 10 is Winter Soldier. Here's the reason why, stupid. Because after everything is said... The chair's still sitting back here. I didn't notice that. After everything is said and done with it... Don't do it.
Pointing at Winter Soldier.
Oh, alright. I feel like it was the most well-rounded of the movies. I'm not the biggest fan of Captain America, which says a lot for my list, especially seeing how it's starting out at number 10 with Winter Soldier. But it did enough to make it different, and it did enough to make it feel enjoyable. So that's why it's there. The fight scenes were good, the music was okay. They could have done a little bit more to make it a little more memorable, but with the way it ended in the after-credits scene, and the way it leads into Infinity War, it's really good. I liked it. So, number 10.
My number 10 is Doctor Strange.
What's wrong with you?
It was a good movie.
It's not number 10 material.
But there's 9 more movies that are better.
Nah.
I really like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch? You terrible human.
Cumberbatch.
Alright, watch it.
No, I really liked him. Like, he pulled that role off perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was a fun movie. It was good. Very good CGI and all of it. It just... There's, 24 movies now?
I think so.
So it's nothing against the movie. Obviously, it beat out all those other 14 more movies.
It's against the movie.
Yeah. But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was different. Like, all the stuff that happened, it finally put the more mystical stuff back into the MCU. Or Marvel that should be in it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And he's just a great Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, number 9?
Yeah.
So,
number 9.
Don't do that. You're gonna hurt me. I might hurt you. I might cut all that. Number 9, for me, at least, is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. If anything, it's just because the fucking soundtrack is so fucking amazing.
See, that movie hurt me because I love Kurt Russell.
I love Kurt Russell too, but he made a phenomenal bad guy.
He was good, but it just kind of like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a filler movie.
But it rounded out the Guardians team. It brought everything together for Infinity War.
Even with like him with the powers, being like, no, you don't have the powers. I didn't feel like an impact on it in any other movie Star Wars is going to be in.
But it doesn't have to make an impact. It just it has to slightly change course for that for his story.
I don't know.
Which it did. It explained why he could handle the Power Stone, and it also explains why he had to leave Earth, and that's all you needed to know.
Yeah, I like that movie.
So that's why it's my number 9.
Definitely like a Bleach filler episode.
No.
I enjoyed all the filler episodes of Bleach, but
I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope, not at all. What's your number 9?
The original Avengers, the first one.
What?
Yeah. It's a great movie, but there's 8 more that are better.
No, you're the worst.
No, like watching that movie and watching all the other movies that have come out, it's good, but it's not as good as the other ones. Like, I love the first scene where you see them all fight in the forest and everything, where Thor, Captain, Iron Man.
What's worse is I don't even have it on my list, so I can't make that argument.
You asshole.
I don't care. I agree with you to a point.
Like, it was a really good movie for the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably one of the best comic book movies ever made when it came out, but
yeah,
so many movies have come out that are better.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I've had one too many beers, so I'm just kind of like letting my body get rid of all the bad stuff inside it. I apologize.
You know what else is funny? Number 8.
I'll stab you.
It's a new drinking game. How many times does Chris threaten to stab Chad?
No, it's how many times does Chris stab Chad by the end of the show. The first Captain America movie.
Really?
And for me at least, the reason it's my number 8 is because I love I hate to put it like that. I love the history of World War II. I love all of the stories that go along with it. I love all the information. And the fact that they put it into a place where it was World War II and they made it such a big... they actually incorporated it from the original story. Definitely made it a lot more forward-thinking than what I would have expected.
I'm going to tell a really funny story. My friend Kyle that you're going to see on one of our shows soon. Or
you've already seen on one of our shows.
We went to go see this movie. But he had a very long day, so he fell asleep during all the montage stuff. So he honestly thought the movie, he missed all of that stuff. And I feel
you mean like all the shitty...
Like when he goes on the little, what do they call it, the little USO shows?
Oh
things.
God, yeah.
And I feel like that's what you should miss.
No, because it
builds his character.
It builds his character and it shows the time and era that he's from.
They dragged it too long.
In some places, yes.
And I feel like Red Skull was amazing. He's a very underrated villain.
He was underutilized. He's amazing, but I don't think that he was underutilized for that movie. He did well, but that's about it.
Yeah. But still, a solid movie.
Yeah, that's why it's my number 8.
My number 8 is, I'm probably going to get yelled at for some people, Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
You're the fucking... I don't even want to hear why the fuck you say that. I don't even want to hear it. You're the worst.
I really like that movie, but I don't like it as much as everybody else. And it's nothing against the movie. It might be I just like more.
It's against you.
I think I didn't know enough about Guardians of the Galaxy to get me hyped for it. So I think I might like the grounded superheroes more. But it was super funny, super good. Everybody was great in it.
But you put it down as number 8, so it doesn't matter.
Except better things to say about the other movies.
It doesn't matter, Chad. That's the worst. Why would you do that? It's such a good movie.
Alright, well, what's your number 7?
I'm gonna put my
Trying to get monetized. Stop. Demonetized, whatever it is.
I'll just pull my dick out at that point. We'll both do it.
One view.
Number 7, it'd be like our 1 million view video. It's Civil War. For everybody who wants to hate me now. Civil War... It was the most controversial movie to me because there's way too much Deus Ex Machina in that movie for me to actually feel like it's plausible in the MCU universe. I admit that it's a comic book movie universe, but excuse me, I've been up since 7:30. After push comes to shove, I very much dislike a lot of what happened in that movie. Even though it sets up really well for Infinity War, which is why it's high on this list, and all the fight scenes, all the action that goes with it, everything that they did with Scarlet Witch and Vision, and like pushing forward the narrative for Infinity War, it definitely neuters the impact of anything related to the Captain America, Iron Man fight that happens in the comics. And it sucks because it really diminishes one of the best storylines, kind of like what Iron Man 2 did. Which, spoiler alert, it's not on my list for that fucking reason.
That's our last movie on the list.
No, I think
that's my least favorite MCU movie.
They ruined the Iron Man story.
I even like Incredible Hulk 1,000 times more than that movie.
Incredible Hulk is a great movie.
It definitely gets a bad rap.
It's a great fucking movie.
That bad of a movie.
The one with
Edward Norton.
The second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The better one.
Yeah. Ang Lee one's like, I was going to beat up a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, the first one was shitty.
On a fair note, we did get a super cool video game. The Incredible Hulk video game was awesome.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
But anyway, what number are we on?
7.
7. Iron Man.
The first one?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. Leave. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
See, this is an amazing movie. It helps set up what we have.
No, it doesn't help set up. It is what starts what we have. Because fucking Kevin Feige was like, hey, we got Edward Norton. Fuck that bitch. Bring in fucking Robert Downey Jr., the disgraced movie actor.
Hey, it's what I like. It's such a good movie.
It's not such a good movie. It is a good movie.
But I have 6 other movies that are way better.
I hate you. For just continue.
Way
All
better.
right, I don't care. Number 6 then.
Number 6.
It's Captain Marvel. I finally saw that movie, and it doesn't break the top 5 for the obvious reasons. I feel like it's ill-paced. It's definitely a prequel movie. There's a lot of odd and wonky stuff that goes on with it. I don't like how they introduced Carol Danvers' powers, and I don't really like the way that they made some of the characters feel. But getting past all of that, and you compare it to, for my example, you compare it to Guardians 2, the pacing manages to keep everything in line. It tugs at your heartstrings. The soundtrack is fucking ridiculously good. Like, everything is lined up perfectly well. There's no main antagonist. There's what you think, and then what happens, and then what continues to happen. And it's so well done and planned out. I watched it on a plane. I watched it twice.
I don't know. I honestly haven't finished the movie.
Because
I
the
fell
worst.
asleep 3/4 in.
Because he's the worst.
Spoilers after we found out the Skrulls were good guys, and I'm like, damn.
If you haven't seen the movie, get over it. It's in airplanes.
Yeah, it's a shitty movie. It's okay.
It's not. Shut your mouth.
No, it wasn't bad. I just need to be in a better mood.
What's your number 6?
I don't know.
You're the worst. You should shit on Captain Marvel for me. You hurt my feelings, Chad.
My number 6 is Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, that's my number 5. But we're gonna do it.
I honestly reading it right now. I'm like, it should be my number 5. I put it as number 6, so I'm gonna say it.
Taika Waititi did so good with that fucking movie.
And what's he gonna? I can't remember what he's might be making, but he might be making the Akira movie.
No, he is. He's confirmed for it, I think.
Well, George Lucas was confirmed for it too, but then he dropped out.
Yeah, because he's a bitch.
So I'm not gonna say is because everybody's.
Allegedly, he's confirmed.
But it should be number 5. It was a special movie. Like, I've seen Thor 1 a bunch of times. I've never been able to sit through Thor 2 without falling asleep or just walking away.
Yeah, it's a boring movie.
Yeah. Well, the first time I went to go see it, I got really drunk and just walked out.
Oh, that was you.
And I'm cheap. So for me to walk out of a movie, it's bad. And then me and Patty tried to watch it 3 more times. But we fell asleep every time.
I watched it all the way through to the end, and it's just like how big the fight is and how like ridiculous it is. Just it doesn't even show up.
They tried to make it like more of a Lord of the Rings like epic battle.
Seriously.
Which Christopher Eccleston could have been amazing.
He was good in that movie. He wasn't great.
No, but they could have fleshed out his character so much better.
Could have fleshed out.
Fleshed out.
I'll give you the flesh.
I don't know. But Thor Ragnarok, dude, so good. It was like a World War II, World War Hulk type movie.
So because it's my number 5, I'm just going to kind of lump it in with everything else going on. The fact that the comedy is on point.
Yeah.
Every step of it that going forward, they included so much of the Hulk that didn't need to be there that made you like enjoy him.
Tessa Thompson was awesome.
Yeah, she's the Valkyrie, right?
Yeah, like the drinking and stuff. I didn't see that coming at all.
And Tom Hiddleston like plays an anti-hero so well.
Yeah.
And then what's her name? The woman who plays Hell.
Hela?
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
She plays that so fucking...
Yeah, she was good.
So good.
Like, the special effects in this movie are beautiful. Just like... And I like how every time the 3 of them, Loki, they just go like this.
Yeah.
Every time they get their blades out, they always do it. It's just like so smart filmmaking what the MCU is doing. Everything's so like synchronized perfectly.
Yep. And then on top of that also, you gotta look at it from the perspective of like... They did so much good marketing with it where he's missing an eye, but no, turns out he's not missing an eye. It's not an eye patch, it's an actual eye. And there's so much included in it that makes it so good.
Yeah.
That's why it's my number 5. There could have been some things different, but that's besides the point.
No, it was a great movie.
So what's your number 5?
But what was better? Civil War.
No.
This movie made me so happy. Like, this is one of the movies that gave me the most... See, I rate these movies on Goosebump radars.
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
goosebump meters, I should say.
You're the fucking most wonky person.
Yeah, it happens.
It's fine, so am I.
This movie had me in goosebumps during almost the whole thing.
Okay.
There wasn't really a slow part to this movie because, like, you're so invested in these characters. No, I'm gonna answer that right now. You're so invested in these characters that just sorry, I got a hiccup coming. That just from even the scene where they're in the like Avengers office or whatever, arguing about the fucking
Winter Soldier.
The Law thing. I'm a retard.
No, the
Accords.
No, the Accords came. Oh no, the Accords were in that movie.
Just
okay.
even like arguing about that, it's just like you're in like a procedural, just being like, this is awesome. Like, look at all this stuff. Everybody's disagreeing. Like, you just see everybody's thoughts on it. And then you had Vision and Scarlet Witch, their story building up on that.
You're way too invested in that story.
I love Scarlet Witch.
I don't care
She's
about her.
so much of a better character than she needs to be. Not even needs to be. That the MCU.
I think they're waiting.
That's why I think it's gonna happen.
Don't spoil it. We have to re-record that.
Yeah, I gotta find my notes. But no,
I hope you don't.
I just love this movie and Spider-Man. Come on, that was one of the best Spider-Man scenes ever made.
What Spider-Man scene?
In Civil War.
Underoos!
Yeah, just that whole fight scene where he's just like, "Oh, you have a metal arm?" It's just stupid stuff.
He
Like,
makes
it's
Peter Parker. Yeah,
It's the kid Peter Parker. It's awesome.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be interesting to see him go forward.
Yeah, Tom Holland's probably he is the best Spider-Man.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
So,
What's your number 4?
Doctor Strange.
Oh, that movie.
Look, motherfucker.
No, I know you love that movie. I'm surprised it's not your number 1.
It's definitely not my number 1, and I can give you the reasons as to why. As good as that movie is, as much of it does right, it leaves you wanting so much more that gets fulfilled in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And, like, it builds up so much, it does so much right, and
It's
Benedict
so funny
Cumberbatch
the
is like...
jump they have from Doctor Strange to Infinity War, though.
Oh, yeah.
The jump of power.
Not just power, but, like, skill.
Yeah.
Like, the way that he just can utilize all of his everything, it's really good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's... They built the character how I expected him to be built, especially after kind of sort of reading the comics.
I'm glad they didn't make him as much of an asshole as I thought they were going to be.
They made him the perfect amount of asshole.
Yeah. He's definitely like the cocky, like, I know everything type of guy.
I'm the master.
But I was really worried they were just going to make him unlikable. Which they made him like the perfect amount of, he's a douche, but he's still a cool guy.
Like, he has a reason for being a douche.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, his character definitely changes a lot from the beginning of the movie to the end.
And then even into Infinity War.
Like, out of all the characters, and it's probably between him and Iron Man who have the best, like...
arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And it's crazy, because he only had 2 movies to do it.
Technically a movie and a half.
Yeah, movie and a half.
I'll give you a movie and a half.
Yeah. So, Benedict Cumberbatch.
You done good.
Yeah, you good guy.
What's your number 3? Number 4, Sweet Cheeks. Can't change it now, it's already written down.
I know.
Don't be a bitch.
Avengers Endgame. And I can't...
He can't go into super deep spoilers. I've had a lot of it spoiled for me. I know Tony Stark uses the Infinity Gauntlet. These are spoilers. You're going to see the Flash.
See...
I know that Captain America uses the hammer, but that's about as far as I know.
The thing I love about... Oh, I want to put this movie through. Yeah. Anyway, the thing I love about this movie the most is this is definitely the most comic book movie that's ever been made.
Besides Deadpool.
No.
Alright, I have to watch this one, though.
Yeah, it's definitely
especially
the most...
seeing how it just came out again.
Yeah, and they have the fucking post-credit scenes and everything now. No, but it's gonna be the most... It's definitely the most comic book movie with just, like, the stuff that happens, the hype that gets built in all these movies and everything. The character development, fucking my girl Scarlet Witch. This is where it finally, like, is like, she's a beast.
It culminates.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why, like, if you saw this movie and my argument with Scarlet Witch, you might be a little more on my side for it.
Well, hopefully I'll see it before we get into that.
But she just fucking goes ham, and it definitely makes Thanos look more of a humanoid character.
Thanos, but okay.
Thanos.
He's
He's definitely
just like a gif.
It gives a little humanity to him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, it's just talk about goosebumps. It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, this definitely doesn't have as many goosebumps as the other ones, but it probably has more goosebumps. But
it's better.
It's good.
Okay,
it's really great. It was almost my number one.
Well, too bad. You already wrote the list.
My number fell.
You want to know what number 3 is, though?
Homecoming.
No, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't seen Homecoming yet.
You haven't seen Homecoming?
Haven't had the chance to. Guardians of the Galaxy is my number 3. And it's such a good fucking movie. Now you're getting into the real hard movies for me to choose from.
See, this is a good movie because you don't need to know anything about comic books.
Yeah, no, all you have to do is be thrown into it, and it explains itself. The music is, everybody can get to the fucking music. Like, the soundtrack is so well fucking scripted.
See, I'm just an asshole where I have my I love these characters goggles on.
What?
I love, like, Thor, Captain America goggles on. Where I like those movies more than this because I'm like, holy shit, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Yeah, but I mean...
It's like if we ever get a good X-Men movie.
That'll never happen. But like the way that the movie is scripted, the way that it's written out, the way that it's acted out,
it has one of the best paces.
Oh god, yeah.
Movie.
And the way like they make Rocket Raccoon, they make Drax, they make Gamora, and they make fucking Star-Lord and Groot all perfect characters.
Every character has like the perfect screen time for what they need to.
And they're all well scripted and well designed. There are a few shortcomings. Like the end of the movie is kind of
cheese.
Yeah. Like it was good. It's for the movie. It
Honestly,
was good.
They could have done it with just Star-Lord holding it. They didn't need everybody else being like, "We're friends."
Yeah, but I feel like
it brought the group together and made it more personal. But
they could have done a little bit more with Groot, and they could have done a little bit more with Rocket Raccoon.
See, I actually enjoyed what they did with that because in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you get a little more of that.
Yeah, but I feel like they could have done just a slight bit more to flesh it out, make them a little bit more, they're friends, yeah, so good. But
even in Infinity War and Endgame, are they Infinity War?
Yeah, they are.
Even with that, they draw out their relationship a lot more.
They flesh it out. I'll get into it because you'll understand why, but you'll see. So that's my number 3.
My number 3 is Homecoming.
Okay.
And this one hurt me a lot, because this is my favorite Spider-Man movie. And Spider-Man is my favorite comic book character, besides Daredevil. Him and Daredevil are kind of tied.
Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah. He's my favorite comic character.
Character? No, I love... Like, Spider-Man, like, everybody's like, he's the most relatable, blah, blah, blah. But he is what a hero is. Like, if you want to get super cheesy and super, like, dramatic about it...
Gwen Stacy.
Not even that. Just like if any of us get superpowers, what would it be?
So wait, do they have the Gwen Stacy thing come up or no?
In Homecoming?
In any of the Spider-Man movies? They're missing an opportunity.
See, I don't know. We'll get into that in another video.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love Homecoming. Like freaking Michael Keaton, dude, is Vulture. Yeah. Vulture's a fucking creepy ass character in the comics.
He's creepy, but he's fucking amazing.
He fucking like brainwashes children into being his little like vulture pets and like bomb things and stuff.
Dude's a badass. But
they don't do that in this. They make him more grounded, make him more kind of level-headed. There's a reason why he's... I'm trying not to spoil it for you. There is a reason why he does what he does.
Oh yeah, I don't.
So it's not like a super menacing.
Is it kind of like Mr. Freeze? Like why he does everything he does?
A little bit.
Okay.
But it's really good and just fucking twist at the end with what happens with stuff.
Okay.
It's such a good movie.
It's another one I have to see.
Tom Holland is by far the best Spider-Man ever made.
No, Tom Holland is only Spider-Man. He's the only Spider-Man.
Because the fucking guy can actually do the stunts.
Yeah.
Like, he has a stunt double for the shit that's like, alright.
Way too dangerous that the insurance won't cover.
It's like, you're not doing this.
Like, they're like...
Like, you do your flips and shit, but when you have to, like, dive through, like,
you can't
razor
jump,
blades and stuff.
You can't jump from the 25th story. But let me go do it, guys! Nah.
And Tom Holland would, because, like, that's not weird, but Tom Holland's fucking jacked. He's fucking in shape.
Yeah, but he's also, like, 20.
Ever seen, like, the videos of him, like, working out, trying to do all this stuff? It's insane.
But he's also, like, normal. He's a normal human.
Yeah.
So.
But he's probably just as good as the stunt doubles. But they're liable.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But what's your number 2?
This was the hardest thing for me to make a choice on. Because, by far, I know I just said Deadpool is my favorite comic book character, end of story. Iron Man, there's nothing that can compromise Iron Man to seat as my number one. Deadpool will always be there as a great character, but Iron Man is my...
We'll do our top 10 X-Men movies, and Deadpool will be involved in that.
That's gonna be... We'll talk about that later. But anyways, Iron Man is where it started. Officially where it started. Iron Man is... He's such a good fucking character. He's so relatable as a human being. He has... His biggest weakness is the alcoholism, and it's what ruined Iron Man 2.
They botched that in Iron Man 2.
And it's what made so much more of it difficult. But Jon Favreau did such a phenomenal job directing that movie, leading Robert Downey Jr. to actually become the star he is right now.
Not having Jon Favreau do Iron Man 3 is their biggest mistake.
Yep.
I love... Iron Man 3 almost went in my top 10, but then Endgame came out, so I took it out.
Iron Man 3 wasn't that good to me.
It was really good up until the end, where they're like, all the suits, and then...
No, it was really good up until...
I like
the Mandarin was revealed not to be the Mandarin.
See, I didn't even mind that. I loved all the Tony Stark stuff, where he's like taking his pieces of the suit and like shooting blasts.
That was fine by me.
Like, it was definitely a Shane Black type of movie. The guy who directed it. But I feel like he just got pushed by the
higher-ups.
Yeah, the higher-ups being like, Pepper Potts needs to have the firepower and do all that stupid stuff. And it's like, no, that's horrible.
I don't know. Iron Man was just perfect for me.
And the whole Mandarin thing could have been good if they actually went what they did with their old...
Ben Kingsley?
No, they did that. They had a little short where Ben Kingsley was actually the Mandarin.
Oh, yeah.
And it was look-alike.
I know.
But
Iron Man
too far gone for that, for them to go back to that.
But I don't know. Iron Man 1, Obadiah Stane, the building of the Iron Man suit, the funniest part is him creating the fucking Iron Man suit, trying to get the propulsion system and launching himself into the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
And Dummy, come on. It's such a good fucking movie. There's nothing wrong with that movie.
No, that's one of the perfect movies. Like,
but that's why it's my number 2. When I get to my number 1, we'll explain it. And yours?
My number 2 is Infinity War.
Wow. Okay.
This movie hurt me for days after I saw it.
It's supposed to.
No, like, me and Patty just were hurt. Like, we were like, we can't wait for Endgame. And it was just so good. With everything that happened with that fucking Spider-Man scene. He's like,
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. It's just like...
It tugs at the heartstrings.
And even Doctor Strange being like, we're in the end game now. It's just... The action in that movie. The fucking beginning fight scene with the fucking Hulk versus Thanos. When they're on the Asgardian ship.
No, that doesn't do anything for me.
No, it does something for me, because it's just like the hand-to-hand combat between that fight. With all the power they have, it's just like showing blow for blow. It was so good. And then Thor being like just out of his...
Powerless?
Yeah. Which makes him go crazy and get the fucking... What's it called?
Stormbreaker.
It's just fucking... what's his name? Peter Dinklage.
Oh my god. Fuck
Dude,
Peter Dinklage.
it's just... Like, that's the second most comic book movie ever that Marvel made. Like, what are they called? The brothers who made it.
The Russo brothers?
Yeah, the Russo brothers just... They know how to make a comic book movie.
They just knew how to do their job correctly.
Like, they look at the source material, they look at what comics are, and they're like, alright. And this is what I heard about Far From Home. It's pretty much just like that. Like, but me and Chris will eventually see that.
Eventually.
When it comes out on Blu-ray.
When it comes out pirated.
You gotta come over and watch it.
Just saying. No, I won't.
What's your number 1?
Infinity War.
Oh.
It did everything right, and it left you with a cliffhanger to set up the final climax of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Phase 4, 3, and beginning of 4. And it's scarier because knowing how much of a contingency you have on these characters and how much effort you've put into watching all these characters build and grow and become what they are, just to have it all taken away from you in a snap, like it shows how fragile that world is, and they did so much right with it. The final fight scene, watching Peter Quill fucking go nuts and ruin the entire thing for them with the Infinity Gauntlet, watching Tony get overpowered and realizing how powerless he is to stop anything from happening, holding Peter in his arms as he dies and just disappears, watching Bucky disappear, knowing that Wakanda doesn't have a king anymore. Like, there's so many ramifications to it all, and it was climactic, and it made you want more, and that's what a really good movie should do, is leave you wanting more.
It was definitely one of the best anticipated movies, because this movie had way too much on its shoulders.
It had more than what it should have on its shoulders.
And it didn't upset.
No, not at all.
Like, anybody that says this movie's bad is fucking so stupid.
I don't think they're stupid, but I definitely think they need to reevaluate their life. Just reevaluate your life. Jerk off, come back, let us know what you think.
But my number one. Winter Soldier.
No.
I fucking love this movie.
You're allowed to your opinion, but I think it's wrong.
This is the most rewatchable movie, in my opinion. This set the MCU so differently. Like, this is the movie that broke what people expect from the MCU. It went from being just like, oh, they're comic book movies, being like, this is like a spy espionage movie with great fight scenes and fucking a protagonist that's emotional and like actually has like an impact to the story. It impacted the whole MCU to the fact that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show changed their whole thing because of this. It's just such a good movie. I love Captain America. Chris Evans is like, if they ever reboot Canadian reboot Captain
terrible.
America, like, I'm gonna be very sad, which they're gonna, obviously,
sooner or later.
But
I don't know. I don't feel like
I feel like I'm the only one who has this opinion about this movie.
I don't think you are, but the bigger issues that I'll take with it, and the ones that I'll be able to point out significantly more, is the fact that yes, it changes everything, but it's only the start for it. It doesn't punch it into overdrive.
I feel like it punched it into, this is what the MCU is now.
I think it moved it onto the track of like, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
But it didn't grab it and throw it into the next room.
It grabbed me and threw me right into
your butt.
Right in my butt. It was so good. I love this movie. It's definitely one of the most rewatchable movies in the MCU.
And on that note, because Chad can't talk and neither can I, I'm barely staying awake, let us know in the comments what your top 10 MCU movies are. Whatever order you want, let us know from 10 to 1, and then, hell, we might even jump into the comments and let you know what we think.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Follow the Instagram, the Twitters, maybe Facebook if we ever use it once again.
Hit that bell to be notified when you want to see our lovely faces up again.
They're not that lovely.
But please subscribe and like our videos. Help us get our channel out there more.
I'm not that desperate. Just remember to touch yourselves. Hi, Mom. Love you guys. Bye.
Peace out, homies.